Hey guys, it's C2 here. This is going to be part 3, the final part, hopefully, of this tutorial series. We're going to be doing some of the finishing touches, like changing the material around, getting a color on the inside of there, and just making sure that our final render looks good. So, let's do it. Let's hop right in it. Um, Now, in my first example, I had a texture in here, and what that really was it was just a noise. I can't remember what the noise exactly was, but I remember it was something down here, I think. Here was this one. I had the Salvroni, and I just kind of kept it like that because it looks kind of cool. But we can play with the C. It's not really going to affect it much. You can do a bunch of different things in here, like wind and everything, but I'm just going to choose to keep it like that. So, yeah, that looks pretty cool. On the inside, what I want to do here is I kind of want the black on the inside. I think that will look cool. Kind of create like a pop. So we're going to put that on the small atom array. So now we have that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick render. And then I will bring it into Photoshop. I'll pause it, bring it into Photoshop after I do the final render. And just kind of the final poster things. What you can do make it look cooler. So just kind of do a quick little preview render here. I hope you guys really like this. It'd be nice to just kind of get some good feedback in the comments, kind of know I'm doing the right thing. If you guys like these, please smash that like button. A lot of work goes into these, of coming up with different ideas and just kind of looking around, taking bits and pieces that I like, and then putting them into my own work like this. There's a bunch of different people that do things like this, but I kind of like mine. So that's just how I feel about it. Anything that I can create from scratch, I try to do. I just think that it makes me feel better as a designer that I'm not using anyone else's work, and that everything I made in here was 100% me and not anyone else. So like if I used a stock in this, I'd feel like, oh wow, well that's not really my stock. But kind of creating this cool little pattern brings visual interest as well as kind of pride that I made it myself. So this looks really cool. I will bring it into Photoshop in a few minutes after I do the final render. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be back. Alright, hey guys, I'm back. I did my final render. I ended up changing and resizing the actual render because it didn't fit right where I wanted it to be at, and for some reason when I rendered it, the backing didn't come with it, but oh well, we can just recreate a new one. So what we're really doing here is just creating a desktop background. Well, I'm just gonna do a quick little what we had before in the Cinema 4D. So bear with me real quick. Inner shadow, big size. We'll have it at 20. Alrighty. Then we're just gonna do some little filter effects like drop shadow, little things like that. Want the light coming from up here. Big size, a little bit of distance. Bring it down to about 10. We're gonna want to do inner glow, and then changes to kind of like a little like off cyan color. That should work good. And overlay, some inner shadow. Take the distance off. Soft light. There's not really much to do. Probably a little bit of color correction. That will pretty much be it. Kind of the point of this was to just keep it clean. So let's do a little bit of color correction. Gradient map changes to a cyan, like what we had before. Okay. That's kind of cool. Okay, I think it's going to be better like this. Let's go soft light and then we'll reverse it. Alright, yeah, it looks better. 15 for that. Vibrance. Bring out them blues. Vibrance at 50. Color. Oh, we don't want color balance, I'm sorry. We want a photo filter. Cyan. let's do some curves. Not that much curves, just a little bit. Okay. Let's do another gradient map, but let's do black and white this time. Soft light. 15 seems to be the magic number for this. And then let's do another soft brush underneath. Okay. Big brush size. Oh, we're gonna need a nice big one. That should work. That should have done it. Could not use the brush tool because the result would be too big. I have never, ever had that error. Ever. Guess we just get to draw around it this time. Result would be too big, my ass. I have never heard of that error. That is dumb. Alright, then we're just going to do a motion blur to kind of separate it. Oh, you know what? I think I just thought of something cool. Got that big motion blur. Let's have that at 35. We will take off the drop shadow. Actually, we'll just bring the opacity down on the drop shadow a little bit. The key to this is just kind of getting something you like. So, I'm doing something that I think looks pretty cool. The next thing I want to do is the opposite of cyan is kind of like this pink right here, actually. And I'm just going to take one of my brushes and I'm going to just kind of do a little bit of colors in here just for some pop. So color, let's do hue. And they're not showing up because they're not thick enough, so that's fun. And then we need to get something thicker. Let's do, this looks cool. Let's do that for hue. Alright, that looks cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up a little bit. I'm going to pause it and then I'll create the final. I'll show you guys the final. So I'll be back in a few minutes. See ya. Alright, hey guys, I'm back. I just did some final filter effects, a little glitch effect, and it turns out when I did it the first time, it wasn't in the center of the composition, so I had to reposition it. But at first I did the glitch effect, and I didn't want to change it because I thought that looks kind of cool. That's actually really intriguing. I'm pretty happy with the final outcome. This is my first time doing it. This isn't like I did it once and I'm doing a tutorial on it. This is actually my first attempt at doing this, and I'm sure if I would put a little bit more time into it, it would turn out really sweet. But this is the first thing I've done like this. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Maybe you picked up a few things. I'd love to see some more people doing work like this and actually applying it outside of YouTube, maybe on like Behance or something. It's really interesting with how many different things you can come up with. I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-part tutorial. Thank you. Be on the lookout for the next one. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed it, and the whole series. So thank you. See you